I'm 100% P&T. Is my VA disability rating protected from a reduction? The VA unleashed a whole slew of changes that they're proposing this, and they were accompanied with a well-crafted series of press releases that basically were like 50% talking about the changes and 50% talking about how those changes aren't going to affect you. I'm with the government and I'm here to help. Like, really? Nothing's going to happen, huh? Okay, we'll take your word for it. Don't believe everything the VA is telling you. Ask questions, push back, and more importantly, how protected are you really feeling right now? Because here's a bunch of comments from you guys. To me, it's not looking like you're feeling very protected at all. And, you know, either am I. All right, I want to show you a Office of Inspector General report titled Unwarranted Medical Reexaminations for Disability Benefits. The link's in the description. This is a report where like the VA OIG actually went out and found people breaking the law or whatever they do. I'm sure they didn't get fired because they're part of the VA too. Check it out. They caught VA raiders actually doing this. Is this going on now? Of course it's happening now. The OIG states that VBA employees requested reexaminations for veterans who are supposed to be protected and excluded from reexaminations. Some of the reasons they cited: the veteran was over 55 years old, an exam was not warranted, but you went ahead and did it anyway. Here's another one. The veteran had a permanent disability that was not likely to improve. The veteran had a disability that did not show substantial improvement over 5 years. There's your 5-year rule out the window. The veteran's claims file contained evidence that was sufficient for the VA to continue the veteran's current disability rating, and you went after him for a reexamination anyway. You didn't need one. The veteran's overall combined evaluation of multiple disabilities would not change irrespective of the outcome of reexamining the particular condition. This one's really good. So you're on the combined ratings table. So let's say you have 425% and you're at 100%. They re-examine you and they knock your sleep apnea down from 50 to 0. So now you're at 400%. You're still at 100%. So the outcome wouldn't change. They went ahead and did exams for those reasons too. The veteran had a disability evaluated at 10% disabling or less. They're not supposed to do that either. They're not supposed to do any of this shit on this list. The veteran's disability evaluation was at the minimum level for that condition. You couldn't go lower. You're at 0% for hearing loss or 0% for whatever. They were reevaluating veterans that already had 0%. Just for the hell of it. A lot of times veterans fell into multiple categories. Like they met multiple criteria here and they still got re-examined. Links in the description. My point is, if you're not feeling protected, it's because you're not protected. So I've learned a lot about the VA over the past couple of years, and I've seen what they're doing behind the scenes through Office of Inspector General reports when they expose VA raiders for not following the rules or the laws because they don't care. So I already know this, generally speaking, because I look at my medical records, I look at my rating decisions, I know how they operate. But I'm basing, and that's a factor, but I'm basing a lot of this off of what they actually get caught doing from the VA Office of Inspector General. I get it. People are human and they make mistakes. No thanks. No mistakes for me. You're going to affect my livelihood with your mistakes. They've been caught reevaluating 100% P&T veterans for no reason. They've been caught violating the 55-year-old rule, the 5-year rule, the 10-year rule. But the one rule I haven't seen them get caught violating is the 20-year rule, because they cannot violate it, because once you've had the same rating for 20 years, it's protected. Every other rule they've violated. This is why I talk about the 20-year rule. So all these other little rules and guidelines and all that kind of stuff, I mean, you could sell yourself whatever you want. Oh, I'm P&T. I've had it for 4 years. I'm feeling pretty protected. I mean, if that's what you want to tell yourself, cool. Don't come crying to me when they reduce your ass. Before I continue on with my rant, this video is sponsored by my boot camp. I could teach you how to fight a VA rating reduction by using medical evidence. CombatCraig.com. Also, if you need medical evidence, here's an email address right here for you. Send them an email, see if they can help you. Diagnosis, symptoms, nexus. That's what it comes down to. We're not here to talk about me because I'm making this video as a response to your comments about, is your 100% P&T rating protected? Here. I've probably got 30 of them. First off, if you're leaving a comment asking if you're protected, I'm just going to go out on a limb here and say, you're not feeling very protected. There's good reason. Maybe one of the reasons you don't feel protected is you've downloaded your past 2 years of your VHA, Veterans Health Administration medical records, and you found all sorts of inconsistencies, underreporting of your symptoms, and straight up lies. That might be one reason why you're not feeling very protected. I encourage you to do that. Like, go to, whatever, My Healthy Vet, download 2 years, go through it. I mean, I'm not talking about one mistake here and there. I'm talking about many mistakes across the board in 3 different states, 3 different VA regional offices I've been at for the last 5 years. And there's one common theme: mistakes all over the board because they don't give a shit. It's the same amount of mistakes. Like, oh, Idaho had a few less than Montana. Like, it's mistakes galore. Don't take my word for it or another veteran's word for it. Download your records, look at them very closely, and make your own determination. This is just how they're reporting at the VHA. Now let's consider who we're dealing with. The Department of Veterans Affairs, an out-of-control, lawless organization that's run like the mafia. Probably a bad example because the mafia actually finally got taken down. Maybe that'll happen to the VA. But, you get the drift, right? Like, you don't talk, you don't rat on each other, all that kind of stuff. VA employees don't rat each other out. They witness a crime in progress, and they probably let the other employee know, like, hey, I saw that crime. And they know, you let them know, you witnessed what they saw, now you got a marker. Yeah, I'm just like a guy, VA employee, veteran came in for an eye exam. You sent him in for surgery and amputated his leg. I'll let that slide and I'll keep my mouth shut. But when I take 200 CPAP machines, slide them out the door and sell them on the black market, I expect you to keep your mouth shut too. Mafia shit. I'm telling you, this is the way it works. I'll scratch your back and not narc you off if you scratch my back and don't rat me out. Not all VA employees are pieces of shit, just most of them. If you're a VA employee and you consider yourself one of the good guys, my question to you is, what did you do the last time you saw another VA employee commit a crime in front of you or that you were aware of? If you ratted them out and that led to a conviction, you're the guy I want to talk to. You're the kind of VA employee I love. You're the kind of VA employee that's getting VA employees that suck, which is most of them, out of the VA and in prison where they belong. Think about who you're dealing with and how your experience has been with the Department of Veterans Affairs. Look at the entirety of it, the entire 27 years or 5 years. Why did it take 10 years to get your PTSD rating? You were 22 when you got out, but you didn't get rated until you're 32. Why did it take 10 years to get your rating? VA's not your friend, that's why. You had to learn how to talk about your problems in order to get your rating. You had to learn how to play the game to get your rating, right? The disability was there. The symptoms were there. You just didn't know how to talk about them. And the VA just let you slide on through and screw everything up. And they didn't teach you how to play the game. They didn't tell you you were in a game. Here's another thing to consider. You're 100% P&T with no routine future medical exams scheduled. Should be good to go, right? That's what a lot of you guys are thinking. Let's say we're at the Phoenix VA after all the killing of veterans they did. Let's say they're paying too much money out in veterans benefits. The word comes down from the top dog. Reduce people. You get a brand new rater on the job. He sees that you haven't been to the doctor in a while, and he accidentally sends you a reduction notice. He doesn't know what 100% P&T is because he's a noob. He accidentally did it. A few days later, his boss comes to him and says, hey man, you shouldn't have done that. It's against the rules. It's against the law. He's 100% P&T. You shouldn't touch him. He tells the rater, you're a very bad boy. Go 10-minute timeout. Bad rater. That's it. That's all that's going to happen. Now, the new rater got his ass chewed. The boss did his job by reprimanding the guy, but you still got the reduction rater. You still have to fight that stuff. The director of the Phoenix VA, he's super happy. Another reduction? That was my order. I don't really give a shit if they're P&T or not. So you see how this works? VA employees can make mistakes with our lives and our livelihood, and it's really that simple. That strategy, that's my boot camp. That's what I talk about. I preach it and I teach it. You need a doctor that can help you with a Nexus letter. Check out my med team. Here's an email address. Hit them up. Tell them you need a Nexus.